this is Ray from Stationary Games. It's been a while since I last posted a video here. So the last video was the trailer from 12 Floors, and fast forward about 2 months today, I'm proud to tell you guys that we are making our next game. So this time a little bit bigger in scale and longer in gameplay time. Welcome everyone to our first devlog of our upcoming game, Night at the Clownville. We hope to do this every month so we can get you guys updated on the progress of the game and then get you guys to play the game, of course. So in this particular devlog, I'll be explaining the things that I've worked on since the creation of this idea and also what the game is all about. But don't worry, as I won't spoil the game for you, you will definitely have to play it to know the story. Let's jump right in. So first thing to note is that this devlog doesn't include what the team has done because the idea wasn't made known to them at the time of recording, and so the work from the team will only be included in future devlogs. So, what is Night at the Clownville? It is a first-person shooter, single-player, low-poly survival game at a Christmas theme park. Here, I'm gonna throw you a question. Have you ever wondered what it is like to spend a night at your favorite theme park? Keyword being spending the entire night. This game does just that and brings you the experience of spending a night at a theme park on Christmas Eve. So as midnight approaches, you will soon realize all hell breaks loose. Now it's a subtle mix of horror and fantasy, as you will have magical enemies around the theme park, and of course you have to survive the night by shooting all of them. You also want to complete all the missions designed for you at each station. You can roughly imagine what kind of missions you have in a theme park, so this is where all of you come in and chip in ideas on how to make the missions play better. Well, speaking of chipping in ideas, I'm not working solo. There is a team that I've put together. If you have followed us from 12 Floors, we're sticking with the same exact team, with some minor changes, of course. Currently, we have 4 persons on the team, 1 for character design, 1 for environment design, 1 for the UI or 2D art, and finally myself on the Unity engine and the systems and code. The entire team is actually working on this full-time since we're all still students and we have classes to attend, and we have assignments, projects, and many things going on. But I believe we can deliver the best experience for you as we properly manage our time and work on this game together. Now I'm pretty sure you guys are already asking, I can feel it already, like where is the second part for 12 Floors, or why not continue making 2D games? Well, I thought it's time to move on to 3D games and slowly march into other formats for games. That's where I'm most interested in. Plus, 3D games are kind of my favorite games. I play Valorant, Call of Duty and CSGO usually, but the 2 FPS games that dominated my childhood were Serious Sam and the Left 4 Dead series. And to be honest, I haven't even finished the entire Serious Sam. I've only completed one part of it, and there's so many parts to it. Yeah, but back to Night at the Clownville, and also speaking of multiplayer games, let me know down in the comments if you want to see this become a multiplayer game so you can battle out with your friends in the theme park. And funny thing, I was also thinking about adding customization where you can also design and decorate your own theme park, but it's kind of a silly idea. What do you think? Should it be done? Let me know down in the comments. So, after the idea was created, I started writing the so-called game design document and have it finished at about 40 pages to plan everything out, from what the game is all about to the game's extended version. Yeah, you heard it right, the game's extended version. And at this point, I've already set up the Unity engine and source control to start coding small components to test things out. While this is not my first time making a 3D game, a first-person character is still hard to make right. I spent most of the time tweaking the numbers for components like jump and crouch, swaying left and right, just because the player will actually be spending most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, moving the character. But at this point, I sort of already have an idea on the numbers, but the things left undone are the character's weapons and hand animations. After that, I went on and tested the footsteps and the character's head bobbing animation. But these were hard to synchronize with the method that I'm using because typically developers would time this properly in the animation. But I'm doing this head bobbing thing entirely in the script. But I managed to find a balance point and that sort of went through. Next, it was the character's weapon switching animation. Of course, what you are seeing right now is not the final version, obviously, but I quickly made some simple animations just so I could continue testing things out. And all along, I was really wondering if there should be a hand animation as well, so the game will actually feel more immersive, and so that will be included in future devlogs as well. Next, I added different types of grounds so the player can hear different footsteps audio. This was very quick to set up, written some code to identify the ground type, and this is seemingly the most common type of script out there for game devs. And to add on, I made a simple flight of stairs and a roof of different levels of height to test the player movement and camera. So by this time there was only one problem that I'm facing, which is the camera clipping through the roof when the player stands up. I'm still working on that, by the way. So after about a week or two of tweaking the character movement, I went ahead and worked on the simple HUD, the heads-up display, and menus. So this time I want the UI to feel more intuitive and more functional. Well, if you have played 12 Floors, you know how genuinely simple the UI was, and it was one without a lot of functions and settings. So I went in and made a simple looking UI and added the required settings that I think are necessary for FPS games. By now you are able to tweak the many different video resolutions, graphics quality, and window mode. I kind of feel ashamed to say this, but I've made all this work within 2 weeks when I couldn't with 12 Floors. Not only that, I went further and made the other settings for gameplay where you can tweak the mouse sensitivity and even remap certain keys, which I think is crucial, and also settings for audio where volumes for different types of audio are included too. Finishing the UI prototype was really an encouragement, and by this time I felt I was ready to make a sharp UI, and so I did. And there you go. But no, I won't show what's in the shop, of course, for now. But there's still some tweaking to be done to make it look and work exactly like I want it. Making the UI work is it's straightforward, but making it work intuitively, especially in a game, I think is one of the most difficult tasks. And there you go, the first devlog for Night at the Clownville. In the coming weeks, I'll be working on modeling the character's weapons in Blender and animating the character's hand, so definitely watch out for that part of the video. Also, as the team begins working on parts of the game like character design, environment design of the theme park, definitely expect a devlog with more diverse footage in the future. If you're interested in the game, check out the links below, like button, and follow us wherever you can. Also, before I end the video, I just want to let you know that we are going to open the Discord server so we can share more frequent updates with you and generally get your feedback and suggestions. So follow us across all social media so you don't miss out the invite link when we do invite. With this, I will see you in the next one.